it's now time for the WION Newsroom. Joining me from this newsroom, Adya Juneja, who will give us all the insights from business. Miraj Shah, that's Nikita Singh, who will be bringing us all the updates from technology. And Athira Shashidharan, who will get us all the updates from the world of sports. Let's start with the business updates. Adya, take it away.
Well, thank you, Shivan. Global markets are kicking off the first full trading week of the year on a cautious but steady note. Asian stocks moved higher even as oil prices remained choppy, with investors weighing the fallout from US military action in Venezuela. MSCI's Asia Pacific Index, excluding Japan, gained over 1%, while US futured edged higher, signaling a risk-on start to the week. Japan's Nikkei surged nearly 3%, supported by signs that manufacturing activity has stabilized after months of contraction. South Korea and Taiwan both hit fresh record highs, reflecting strong regional momentum. Oil prices were steady, with Brent near $61 a barrel. Markets are assessing both geopolitical risks and OPEC's decision to keep output unchanged. Analysts say Venezuela's production recovery will be slow, keeping upside risk to oil prices intact amid broader geopolitical uncertainty. Well, speaking of oil, President Donald Trump has warned that the US could raise tariffs on India if it does not curb purchases of Russian oil. Speaking aboard Air Force One, Trump said tariffs could be increased very quickly if US trade demands are not met. The US had already doubled tariffs on Indian goods to 50% last year, but India's exports to the US still jumped in November. Indian officials remain firm, signaling limited flexibility on key trade issues, even as data shows Russian oil imports that are declining. New Delhi has asked refiners to disclose weekly oil purchases, with expectations that Russian crude imports may fall below 1 million barrels per day. Despite multiple conversations between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump, trade talks remain unresolved. Moving on now, China's services sector expanded at its lowest pace in 6 months in December, according to a private sector survey. Now, the services PMI slipped to 52, staying in expansion territory but marking the weakest reading since the month of June last year. New business growth slowed, while new export orders fell back into contraction, partly due to weaker tourism and soft foreign demand. Firms continued cutting staff for a fifth straight month, highlighting ongoing pressures on employment. China continues to battle deflationary pressures and a prolonged property downturn, even as authorities promise proactive fiscal support. And that's a wrap from the world of business. Now, for all the tech updates, it's over to you, Nikita.
Well, thanks so much, Adya. First up, California has launched a new online platform allowing residents to request the deletion of their personal data from hundreds of data brokers through a single application. The tool, called the Delete Request and Opt-out platform, implements the state's Delete Act passed in 2023 and applies to more than 500 registered data brokers. Now, data brokers will begin processing requests from August 2026 and will have 90 days to comply or report back. The California Privacy Protection Agency says the move will help reduce spam, identity theft, fraud and data misuse, with penalties of $200 per day for non-compliant brokers. Next up, CES, the world's biggest showcase for consumer technology, is set to kick off in Las Vegas on Tuesday. Now, the multi-day event will put the global tech industry in the spotlight, with artificial intelligence expected to dominate nearly every announcement. It will showcase everything from robots and electric vehicles to smart homes and healthcare technology. CES is organized by the Consumer Technology Association, drawing attendees and exhibitors from across the globe. Last year, CES attracted more than 141,000 visitors from over 150 countries, regions and territories, with more than 4,500 exhibitors, including around 1,400 startups. Organizers expect similar numbers again this year. It's also a major economic boost for Las Vegas. And lastly, Elon Musk has warned that users misusing Grok to create illegal content will face full legal consequences. The ex-owner said using AI does not reduce responsibility, and offenders will be treated the same as those uploading unlawful content directly. Now, the warning comes a day after India's IT ministry ordered X to remove vulgar and illegal content, including material generated using Grok. Musk said accountability lies with users, not the AI tool, and any misuse will not be excused. And that's it from the world of tech. That's all we have at the moment. Over to you, Atra, for all the sports updates from across the globe.
Thank you so much, Nikita. Let's now look at the top sports stories we are tracking for you at this hour. We'll begin with cricket first. It's anyone's game in the finale of the Ashes. England's Joe Root and Australia's Travis Head dominated the second day of the Sydney Test. England began the day at 211 for 3. Root continued his innings to score his 41st Test century. This brings him level with Ricky Ponting at tied third for most hundreds. His masterful 160 helped England reach 384, but Head ensured that Australia entered the day with a 3 with all to play for. He is currently unbeaten on 91 from 87 balls. Head took Australia to 166 for 2 at stumps, reducing England's lead to 218. Former Australia batter Damon Martyn has woken up from an induced coma. In a statement on behalf of Martyn's family, former Australian cricketer and his teammate Adam Gilchrist said that the 54-year-old is making a miraculous recovery after he was diagnosed with meningitis. Martyn fell ill late last month and was admitted to Queensland's hospital on December 26. Martyn is considered one of Australia's most talented batters, playing 67 tests and scoring 4,406 test runs between 1992 and 2006. Over in football now, Morocco have booked a spot in the African Cup of Nations quarter-finals. Brahim Diaz scored his 4th goal of the tournament as the hosts secured a round of 16 victory over Tanzania. Morocco dominated possession, but they missed several chances to score in the first half. Diaz then finally scored the only goal of the match in the 64th minute. Morocco will face 5-time champions Cameroon in the quarter-finals. Lastly, in tennis, Novak Djokovic has announced that he has stepped away completely from the Professional Tennis Players Association, which he co-founded. The 24-time Grand Slam champion cited concerns over transparency, governance, and how his voice and images were presented. Djokovic co-founded the PTPA with Vasek Pospisil in 2020 to strengthen players' representation. The group had filed a lawsuit against tennis governing bodies, including the ATP and WTA, in March, accusing them of anti-competitive practices and failing to protect players' welfare. At that time, Djokovic had said that he did not agree with all aspects of this case, and WTA and ATP had denied all allegations. Well, with that, we've come to the end of the Sports Room. It's back to you, Shivan.
Thanks so much, Athira, Nikita and Adya for all those updates. That's a wrap on the WION Newsroom. That's a wrap on this bulletin. Stay with us. Short break now. News and updates continue on the other side.